How NBA and NFL players go broke in taxes. Now, one of the reasons why I find that this is such an interesting conversation is because A, it's the Millionaire Morning Show, and then B, somebody sent this to me in my email while also I got word that Antonio Brown is out here filing for bankruptcy. Now, if you go through this article, ladies and gentlemen, and obviously you got Sean Kingston, whose real name is not even Sean Kingston. Shout out to Portia Jones. I'm definitely going to be reading that super chat shortly. I love you, Portia. Antonio Brown, despite making over $81 million from his NFL career alone, recently filed for bankruptcy and said that he's $3 million in debt. Now, I broke this down and I said, listen, it's unfortunate that a person that is owned gross has earned over $81 million, has filed for bankruptcy, but I also added a caveat to it. And I said, listen, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's broke. We don't know. We don't count pockets. We just go by whatever the news is reporting, and then we report it to you and we give our opinion. But a lot of times when people file for bankruptcy, such as Trump, such as other people, such as 50 Cent, for example, is to reorganize and to make sure that they're not affected on a personal level, especially when it comes to lawsuits, people trying to get money out of you. You might have punched somebody and then they got $1 million as a result of it. And so a lot of times it prevents you from being able to go broke by making sure that you retain as much money as possible and allow for you to be able to reorganize. For example, it says that this Antonio Brown lawsuit that also files under this whole bankruptcy thing, for example, it includes $1.2 million awarded to a truck driver named Anton. Shout out to the Antons in the streets. Whom Brown reportedly assaulted after the receiver had failed to appear in court in a case in 2022, according to the court filing obtained by the Times-Union. Now, if you out here getting sued and you punching people and you trying to avoid yourself from being given over default judgments of $1.2 million, then you probably should appear in court. So although you may have filed for bankruptcy, that does not necessarily mean that you did not fumble the bag and you do some stuff that wasn't supposed to be done in the first place. Said that a 35-year-old who also played for the Steelers, Raiders, and the Buccaneers and the Patriots also owes hundreds of thousands of dollars in credit card debt. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in credit card debt. Let me say that again. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in credit card debt. Credit card debt. These are NFL players that made over $81 million. When I tell y'all on a regular basis that on average, an athlete, NFL, NBA, all of these guys, they are usually broke within 5 years of leaving the league, and that I'm not impressed with these rappers, I'm not impressed with these athletes. None of these people actually mean anything to me because it doesn't necessarily mean that they know how to manage money effectively or they know how to give you advice on how you're supposed to move as an individual. I mean it. I 100% mean it. 100% mean it. Okay? Now, a part of it is also to say, well, how did he fumble $81 million? How can Antonio Brown fumble $81 million and be $3 million in debt, including hundreds of thousands of dollars in credit card debt? Well, for one thing is that when you get $81 million, you don't actually get to keep $81 million. You're probably going to keep somewhere close to 30, maybe 35. Now, a lot of people say, well, that's still a lot of money. And it is still a lot of money. But I also want you to realize that the government gets at least half before you even lift a finger. Case in point, Josh Powell. Josh Powell recently appeared on Big Facts. And one of the things that he had in a conversation with is how far a bag usually goes for NBA, NFL players, athletes, and high net worth people, especially if you don't understand how money works. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. And make sure y'all tap into the Patreon because I don't want y'all giving over more than y'all have to legally over to the federal government.
So if they give you a contract for 50 to 100 M's in NBA, NFL, whatever, like how much of that do you see? How much of that does Josh Powell get to go fuck up? After you pay your agent, your taxes, your lawyers, your trainer, like what does that 100 M? What do the 100 M's really mean?
We'll go with the 50. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
out the gate, depending on where you live, you might as well have that.
Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there and let's take a moment of silence for giving away half of everything you earn to somebody who has no vested interest other than to send your money over to Ukraine, Taiwan, and Israel. Let's take a moment of silence for everybody that had never made over $500,000 in a year and is not married, or maybe you are married and you didn't have a business, you didn't have no write-offs, you didn't buy no vehicles that weighed over 6,000 pounds, you didn't invest back into yourself, you didn't have anything. You didn't have anything to be able to write off. You didn't even contribute into your 401k. And so as a result, you was up to your eyelids, and the only thing that you took home was less than $250,000 just because they are the government. And then they took your money and they gave it over to social services and the homelessness and over in California and stuff like that. Shout out to everybody that has ever made a bag, because listen, if you ain't never did it, then you can't really speak on it. But what I'm trying to tell you is the first year that I ever made a crazy bag was going to be the last year that I ever gave away that amount of money legally. If y'all not a part of the Bag Chasers, understand that my next video coming out, my next live stream coming out, in addition to Stock Club, is going to be breaking down the dynamics of how you're supposed to move when you start to meet that threshold. I give you the information and I show you the receipts. And one of the things that I also do is I try to prep you for who you are to become, not just where you at. So I don't think you always going to be in that space. But let me help you to understand again. I want to beat this inside of your head. Keeping money and making money is a mindset. It is 100% a mindset. To think that you can make $1 million, and $1 million ain't really $1 million, but it's really like 400,000 after taxes, is insane. And if you ever been through it, you're going to be like, man, I'm never going through this again. You're going to understand why rich people think the way that they think and why workers think the way that they think, that it's a difference between the middle class and those that are on the upper echelon. And one of the reasons why they think the way that they think is because you have not unlocked it yet. You haven't experienced. You haven't suffered through the pain of owing the IRS. You don't know what it feels like to get a paycheck or to get a bonus. And it says 100,000 on there on the gross. And then after the taxes, it really say $45,000. That's insane. Absolutely insane. But let's go through it. Let's hear what he got to say.
Wow.
Out the gate, just
For taxes.
Taxes and everything else. So by the time you pay
Damn,
the
I thought they
people,
only took 30%.
You can't make it
it
to a
depends.
LL.
If you say, for example, you in New York, say for example you in Cali, like those are some of the highest places.
Oh yeah.
But then it's like, depending on where you go, they got different ways to go about it. But Texas, Florida, you know, those places that don't tax you. So out the gate, I would say just assume you got half of that. Then after
for taxes, okay.
Then after you pay the people that's working for you, if you got anybody, you know what I'm saying, you got to go ahead and take probably another ticket.
I mean, you paying agents, you paying lawyers, you paying baby mamas, baby car insurance. Everybody think you got a bag, so they're gonna be hangers on until it's all over. That money go just like that. No matter how much you make, it could go just like that. And you got to remember, these guys are in their early 20s. They don't even know what it feel like to be able to hold on to money or how to make the adjustments and not let people finesse them.
Just in case, but your agent gonna get 2 to 3%. You know what I'm saying? So by the time you look up, man, and then
that's all they get.
I mean, but out of
2 to 3% of 50 M's,
million,
a lot of money.
Oh, I'm thinking of like standard management type shit, like 10%.
But if they find other deals and different things like that, so it's like, you know, that number can
fluctuate.
It can be whatever. So I would say if somebody's modest and you real good with your money, you might be able to, and you put yourself on a budget, at least 20 out of that 50.
If you modest and you budget, now we know that most of these NBA players and all of that they not modest, they don't budget, and they drive the flyest cars, and they keep them a little couple chicks that they paying for, and they paying for box and all of that. If you modest and you budget, you may be able to keep 20 of the 50. Let me say that again. 20 of the 50. You're keeping 40%. I don't know if y'all do math. 2/5 is 40%. 40, if you modest, if you smart, you may keep 40% of what you earn, and it's got to last you the rest of your life. And you can't be out here stunting.
But okay.
And that's with living all, like, if you say your monthly spending is, let's just say it's 30 grand a month.
I'm saying, so before you get to go buy a lamb, a chain, or whatever, you're saying
First
that
thing they do, go buy a
100
chain.
20?
He said 50.
No, I said 50.
No, 50. I'm talking about 50 from taxes, you said.
No. I'm
No.
saying 50.
If we start at 50.
Start at 50.
If you have 2 apples, and I take one
I'm
apple
saying
away.
50 from the 100.
No,
he just said
you said 50
Okay.
or 100.
Am I missing something here, or is it a misunderstanding? Make sure y'all tab into the Patreon. Link is in the description. We're going to break it down from a C student's perspective, all right?
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
So I chose the 50.
50 turns to 20.
Yeah.
Okay,
I chose the 50.
That's still, but that's cool. We
That's
grateful
still a
for
hefty
that.
chunk.
Yeah.
That shit,
See?
when you think about
and
it.
that's what the federal government is dependent on. They dependent on you being grateful. You better be grateful you making 20. Give me my cut. Man, I'll be looking like, so y'all just going to debo me? You just going to debo me. No, that's not how it works. You just don't be grateful that you just took it just because I made 20. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Really ain't. You know what I'm saying? You just looking at the number.
Yeah.
20 million is a lot, regardless. Don't give a fuck. That's just like you hit the number today for $1 billion, and they tell you after tax you get 200 million. You gonna be mad?
Right.
Reading that super chat.
No, but it's
Yeah.
still an injustice.
Yeah.
How? You just ain't have nothing but the money you bought that ticket with.
See, and this is what they're depending on. They depending on you to have this ghetto, ignorant mindset to say, I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here. Listen, I don't care if you took 30 million of my 50 million and left me with 20. I still got 20 million. Listen, that only works the first 1 or 2 years when you first get it. After that second year and you start looking at that check stub, or you start looking online at that check stub, you're like, man, this junk actually hurt. This actually hurt. Why would I let you take 30 when I can keep the majority of it by making sure that I understand how money works more effectively, and then I can manage it in order to increase my net worth instead of focusing on how much money that I can cash out and I can throw inside of the strip club? That worked that work when you first get money. That don't work long term.
No, but what I'm saying is, but see, that's my thing. I want to just speak on that real quick. Because, like, people look at it like, okay, I still end up with more money than I had. But at the end of the day, you're still being robbed.
How?
Like, because it's your money that you
He
won.
said, how?
To me, you can't count what you ain't got. Because at the end of the day, to me, you can't count what you ain't got. I don't know how you folks' system works.
I feel like if I won this fair and square, and you're telling me that this is what I won fair and square, like, I need to win this fair and square.
No, but as soon as you
not that.
hold up, Jay, you an American?
Nah, I'm fucking from Indonesia.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
So as soon as you sign up and get that Social Security, you gotta get them folks their
But
money.
see, I ain't asked for no Social Security, man.
You got it though. You got it.
Did you fuck up a lot of it in the beginning though?
No. I ain't never been that type of person. What did it for me was divorce.
I wasn't expecting that one. I wasn't a former NBA, 2-time NBA champion, played for the Los Angeles Lakers, Josh Powell. He said, listen, of all of the things that could have got me, I wasn't tricking off on these hoes. I wasn't out here in these streets. You know what he said got him? You know what he said took him out? Divorce. Sheesh. Boy, you got the whole world against you out in these streets as a man.
And having to start over.
They said,
Yeah, that's
You
what
had to
it
get
is.
some of the money though?
Some.
We want prenup.
Bro,
We want prenup.
you got the, and that's there's a lot of learning curves in there. You know what
So
I'm
you
saying?
didn't have a prenup?
I did not.
Damn.
So I got married young, and what a lot of people don't tell you is like and again, there's more information out here now.
Yeah.
But at the time, they was like, well, you can get a prenup. It's like, I ain't got nothing. And this was at the beginning.
Oh, because you're not thinking that far.
I'm at the beginning, but it's also everything that y'all accumulate together, that's what you split.
What I tell you guys on a regular basis, and I don't know how much more I can be firm about this, is you have to think, project yourself and vet based off of where you going, not where you at. I wonder what his former wife looked like. I wonder if she was a black woman. I'm curious. Josh Powell, divorce. Images. Josh Powell, NBA, divorce. I think she was a black woman. If I'm not mistaken. Josh Powell, wife. I wonder what his wife was. I can't tell. Maybe it was all hidden. Nope. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. I got to see this real quick. Give me a second, y'all. Is this right? Is this his former wife? Oh, Josh, don't tell me you got finesse. Josh, was this the early one? Is this your first chick? I got to do some reaching out. I actually got contacted by his people. I wonder if this was his first wife. I don't know. I gotta deep dive into it. This is the only picture that I can find about it. So, shout out to Josh Powell. Got y'all again. Y'all out here getting finessed out in these streets, man. Shout out to Josh Powell. I might have to get him on the show. Didn't we get contacted by Josh Powell? Let me call Rita. See what's happening. Might have to get him on here so I can ask him some real questions. Read the super chat shortly.
Hello.
Hey, I'm on a live stream. I got a question for you really quickly. You busy?
Nope, just hanging out with my mom.
Was Josh Powell the NBA player that they recently reached out and said that I needed to interview him?
Was who?
Was his name Josh Powell? Remember we got the profile for the person that we were supposed to interview?
Uh-huh.
Was it Josh Powell?
I believe so. I really don't remember.
Find that email and then see what's happening. Maybe we need to get him on the platform.
Okay.
All right, bye. Anyway, so we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll do that as a Millionaire Morning Show special or a Patreon special or something. I don't know. Let me read some of the super chats and then we're going to continue. Look at this. Look at this sucker. Rita gonna do you the same way. Oh, interesting. Let's call her. I wonder if she gonna do to me the same way. Wonder why she didn't divorce me yet.
Hello.
Hey Rita, I got a question. Somebody asked a question on the live stream, and so I got a couple questions for you.
Okay.
Why you ain't divorced me yet and took all my money?
I don't know. I'm trying to be nice to you.
You trying to be nice to me?
Trying to be nice to you.
Oh man, what did you tell me before about if we ever got divorced, what you would want?
Like I wouldn't like try to take everything. I would just, of course, just want to be comfortable. Make sure that me and Les had a nice place to stay, nice car to drive. I wouldn't try to take all your stuff.
All right, I'll see you later.
Bye.
Boy, don't you know that I'm protected legally out here in these streets, man? Don't you know that I am one of the most protected men out here in these streets, man? Can't nobody take nothing from me. Can't nobody take nothing from Time Dog. Time Dog, listen, I wouldn't be the man that I am. I've been married for 20 years, man. I am at the top of my game. I make more money and I show my receipts every single day. Every single day. I'm curious why I haven't already gotten the divorce yet. Y'all want me to divorce so bad. So bad. So bad. That's unfortunate. They've been wishing on my downfall for a long time. Don't you know that I got documents up the wazoo?